This Lenovo Legion Go console has got to go, and it's going back for a number of reasons. Some are silly and some are more serious than others, but all of them need attention. If I got you curious, stick around to know why you might not like your brand new Legion Go. If Legion Go doesn't ring any bells for you, there is a shopping link somewhere in that corner for you to learn more about it. And I keep noticing you forget pressing those like and subscribe buttons right there at the bottom. They're getting lonely.
Roman does consumer tips.
Now back to the show. My primary reason for returning Legion Go is how uncomfortable it is and how much time it takes to get used to it. But don't get me wrong here, due to the larger real estate than most of the other Windows-run handhelds, it fits your hands like a real controller. However, when it comes to the back buttons, for some reason you get only one on the right side versus two on the left. Well, to be 100% fair, they actually got two buttons on the right side as well. However, they changed the layout. On the left, they have them vertical like many other consoles or controllers. On the right, they have them horizontal for whatever reason, and it's harder to reach the second button, which is M3. For me and many of you out there, this means I have to rewire my entire brain to rely on the left side from now on, because that second button M3 on the right is not easily reachable if you have larger hands. And it's only reachable with one finger at a time, so you won't be able to position one finger on each button. Also, I find these buttons to be too sensitive and result in multiple accidental activations throughout intense game moments due to console weight, which is far from feather like Steam Deck or ROG Ally. And if it was up to me, I would classify Legion Go as a portable gaming computer with handheld features instead. But we gotta work with what we have. The second reason is also button related, and now it has to do with FPS function. Well, it's side buttons. See, when you hold your Legion Go like a handheld, this side button gets activated, and though there is no function assigned to it, the continuous wobble it creates is super annoying in games. You repeatedly have to tell your brain to ignore those weird side clicks, and as a result, you're not able to squeeze the console hard enough as you would with a controller. And that's not it for these side buttons. They cause tons of discomfort when you actually use it as intended in FPS mode, because you don't press them with the tip of your fingers as you would normally do with any other controller. You press them with somewhere here, like either midsection or the lowest section of your finger, which is super uncomfortable and it's missing the entire tactile feeling of it. And no, we're not skipping FPS mode. It's a third reason. I wish they just made a normal mouse out of the right Joy-Con instead of having it stand vertically. It takes a lot of time to get used to the movement like that, and it's counterintuitive after using a mouse your entire life. But fine, you can get used to that. However, there are not enough buttons and their placement is weird. Look at the scroll wheel, for example. You have to break your thumb to use it. Same goes for every other button. Additionally, this is the only way you can reach this M3 button, and it's intentionally made to be reachable like this. But by the time you reach it, you'll press this lower button, which is M2, and you'll press M1 along the way. While scroll wheel and Y3 button are completely unreachable, especially in game, because you have to apply pressure on your controller to reach them. And thumbstick is not helping it either. Overall, I feel like it's a great concept and it has a place to be, but it proved itself useless in competitive shooters like Fortnite. And of course, forget the build mode entirely if you want to use FPS mode, as there are not enough buttons for it. Another common issue, you often lose connection from your joycons. So now I'm not able to control it on the left one, but I'm able to control it with the right one. The only way to solve it is to restart your system. At least this is what works for me. The fourth reason is related to Joy-Con lock mechanism. Since it's removable with the press of a button, they managed to put this button exactly where you would land your finger when picking up the console off the table. This results in accidental lock disengagement and a huge risk of your console kissing the floors like an asteroid. And not only you'll dent your hardwood, but you will eventually smash this thing. Maybe it's only an issue for large hands, but definitely keep an eye on it. I also noticed with the locking mechanism, it's not always locked properly. So you have to make sure that you hear that click every time you try to put it back in place. Last and very important reason for those who plan on using it on the go. It's a power hog, and battery lasts you on average 2 to 3 hours while on power saver mode. So powerful power bank is a must. And if that doesn't bother you, the size is its weakness, as the carrying case is massive and you may need to get a bigger backpack if you plan on taking it everywhere with you. This is how it compares to a Nintendo Switch with a large case. And in fact, I've never had space issues with Nintendo Switch, as this guy even fits into my jacket pockets, making it a breeze to travel with. Now, if you want to see how Legion Go does against other handhelds in 2024 when it comes to travel and commute, check this link over here. But before you go there, make sure you smash those like and subscribe buttons, because I just saved you money. So to sum it up, Lenovo definitely made a revolutionary device, and Nintendo is still looking into those loopholes around the Switch patents. However, I wish it was more compact and Joy-Cons were streamlined with the common layouts at the back, like 2x2 buttons you have on practically anywhere. Its FPS function is more of a gimmick in my opinion, and I bet it's there to avoid Nintendo claims. I also wish in the upcoming second gen they would renew it with OLED monitor and improved ergonomics around that right Joy-Con, as it's a mess right now. Just too many buttons when you don't need them and not enough when you need one. Trigger locks would be neat to have too. Of course, bigger battery like on the upcoming MSI Claw, and of course make it lighter. This thing got some weight to it, so I can only imagine how much strain it creates on kids. Oh, and don't get me started on Lenovo glasses. Lenovo, you got to get those fixed ASAP. And if you've never seen this, there is a link up here. But in short, these are horrible and feel raw and unfinished. So on this note, I'll see you in that Legion glasses video over there, and don't forget to smash those like and subscribe buttons for +1 to your karma. Godspeed and spend smart.